Highness is like something that has always marveled. I've always been marveled about, and this guy sitting in front of me, I don't want to call him the Lord of Highness because guy, it's like food, loud, him and loud, 5 and 6. So do you really like? What does Highness do to you?
Honestly, Highness does a lot to me.
Yeah.
Talking about, we don't mostly center on the negative aspect.
Yeah.
We think much of the positive that it does to us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't know that there is negative effect, but talking about Highness, you see that one you call in particular loud. I think currently is the greatest of all.
Hey, pass me.
When compared to AZ, compared to SK, compared to Weed, then you come loud is just like another variety.
Yeah.
But it's very, very so special.
Yeah.
I don't call it Highness. I call it being in the spirit.
Ooh.
Being in the spirit. Currently.
Yeah.
I know that spiritually, I'm on a greater level.
Because of the loud.
I'm on a greater level. When you talk about loud makes everything in you outspoken. It makes it surface. It makes you loud. When you are under an influence of loud, it aids you in evaluating yourself.
So now we know he's the king of Highness in the house.
Just
introduce yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm by the name Chekizi Shedrach Onyedikashi.
Oh, baby. AKA
Opio.
Padro Pio, baby. Danger.
Right.
Looming. Red flags everywhere. Alerts everywhere. Probably the most dangerous person right now.
No. How should I be dangerous? I'm not dangerous.
Whenever I see you, your physical looks less dangerous than when you speak to someone. Like when you speak to people, it's as if you're going to harm them. But you do it in a very soft and sweet way. I don't know whether that is a compliment, but just take it. Calm down. Okay, so when did you start taking louds and all those stuff? When did you start smoking?
Don't call it smoking. Call it sacrifice. You know what I call it? I just call it ichwaja.
Why?
Don't call it smoking. Smoking is as if it's just smoking as for those taking cigarettes. All these, those ones are more harmful. Sorry to say it.
Yeah.
The government knew the reason why they put it on the pack. These things are likely to smokers are like that. Cigarettes is the more harmful one among all those. Thank you. Because cigarettes has already gone through a lot of processes and different chemicals are attached to it, which aids in the contamination of the respiratory system, talking about the lungs.
Yeah.
Smokes has more cancerous effects than this one.
Yeah. But the weed is the sacrifice. What makes it sacrificial? What makes it?
The smoke, when you smoke it, you puffing it to the air. It's kind of, you're saying a prayer. And when it goes up to the sky, the prayers are being answered from your reasoning, just giving you the mind. If you're just smoking like, I'm taking this, okay, look at it. Let me explain the reason why I call it sacrifice.
Yeah.
When you are in a bad mood, you are so upset about things, you just don't want to, you just want to be, and you just take a time and say this sacrifice, just make this sacrifice so that the prayers will be going up in form of smoke. After doing it, you find out at some in a distance of 1 to 5 minutes, things about it change. When you start being happy, when you start being like the reason why you took that time, when you took that holy stick, was called a holy stick. The reason, when that reason starts manifesting, that's your prayers being answered.
They start manifesting with thoughts,
You
perspectives.
I'm just putting it in form of being happy.
Yeah.
Maybe you just a little thing makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Someone does you things that ought to make you upset, but you be like, I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
You just laugh because right at that moment it makes you to be happy.
Yeah.
Just laugh. But when you want to study, or let me say you want to think, you want to recollect, maybe you've gone and lecturers insulted you, just all this while you don't know. At some point you're upset about yourself. You just want to smoke and calm your nerves down. When you take this, when you make this sacrifice and the prayers are being offered, you tend to be thinking from different angles. Oh, this lecturer shouting at me, am I at fault? Was he at fault? You check it this way, check it that way, then you come out with
A reasonable
solution.
answer.
Yeah.
A spiritual
you
answer.
keep that aside.
I think this thing is
Like-
very controversial because a lot of people believe that anything that is smoke is bad. Like people think that cigarette, weed is bad, then shisha is the good one. Then can in a club.
Okay, let me now ask people that say this. Let me just point this out. When you say shisha is good, when you say shisha is good, is it something that it's always on fire and it has scent? This scent, they attach this scent to it.
Yeah.
You understand? All those things that have been attached to them. They say shisha is good because it has mild. It doesn't hide out. Before you one of those shisha stuffs can hide you. Real bits, like way too high. That's the reason why you see ladies taking it more. Like they are the ones that loves it more. I like a lady try drag, like just drag, 3 sticks, just drag of Canadian loud or just an SK 6 drag. It won't even go, let me say, a bit of that tie. Don't even chop off a bit of that tie, but you see them in action. I can confess, your neighbor right here.
She's about to be thrown.
Your neighbor right here.
Yeah.
It's a typical. She's just an epitome of what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
Because I was there right in, I don't want to call name, but someone's room in this lodge.
When she took the drugs and
Yeah.
we were scattered.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or her own, I don't know, her own came up with mixed emotions. Feelings whereby she will be laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing, all of a sudden starts crying for no reason, from nowhere. But we already, due to, she's just lucky that she fell into the hands of a good set of people. If not, this where they say whereby someone drugged someone, she's already on drug, like just kind of someone has been drugged. She's just portraying that kind of fear because right there, whatever she's doing, she doesn't really know herself. So this is the aspect where taking advantage of someone might pop in. But just lucky that she's the right set of guys that when it started, we were all thinking of how she could
Be better.
be better. Thank you. So you have to bring her back to her room, feed her a little bit, make her rest, so that she will sleep and sleep it off. So it has 2 aspects, let me say 2 phases. I started right when I was in SS2.
Peer pressure.
Senior secondary school 2. Then down to SS2, that was call it 216. 216. Call it 216. Down after my SS3 WAEC. Then I stopped. I stopped 218. I stopped 218. I can remember. Yeah, I stopped 218 beginning. Call it that kind of March, because of news that that was the year I transferred myself back to East, because also my life was in the North. I grew up there. I studied there, everything. So I've already taken jam and about to come. So I knew what it means. Staying with my mom, I was more freer to express myself, and staying with my dad. So I knew what it took, like what it takes to come back to East to stay with my dad, and that was what really stopped my smoking.
You smoking in SS2, was it peer pressure?
Yeah, I would undoubtedly it's peer pressure because people that smoke weed. Because now, okay, I studied in command secondary school because it was in the barracks.
Yeah.
So you know what it means staying with barrack boys, like sons and daughters of soldiers. You know what it means staying with them. You know how soldiers behave. You know their character and all that. So staying with and growing up with their offspring are kind of, you have to act like them a bit. Not that I'm the bad one, like just like the worst one amongst them.
Yeah.
Okay, if they are like bad, worst, I'm just the bad. Others are worse.
Are you sure?
Worst. This is the way it is.
Are you sure?
I'm so
Shedrach?
sure. I'm proud to say this.
You're proud to
I'm proud to say this because
okay.
I'm not that way. I'm not that. You two, you are bad.
Okay.
You. Who isn't bad, for God's sake? Who is not bad? Everyone is bad. Just be like you are just bad. Just be bad.
Yeah.
Don't be worse. Don't be worst.
Yeah.
So that's the way I see it, because so it's, I'll call it peer pressure. I tried it once. I tried it the other time.
And it's registered.
And I never started smoking with cigarettes.
You started with weed.
I started with weed. Like professionally. I started smoking.
I like how he's idolizing weed. It feels like there's this connection between him and his weed, between him and his holy stick. I just love it.
Professionally started smoking weed. Like the main source. I'll call it the kind of lowest grade, because that one can cast you at any moment. There's no how I can take whiskey, I can take EZ, I can just take loud, and I'll like take my bait, brush up, and I'm good. I'll just pass you. You don't know that I'm under anything. I'll just spray my perfume and just go. But you see this weed, you can just take one type of weed, and in 2 days time, everybody will still know that you took something. The thing, that's why you call it afia, weed. Afia. That's.
But when you took your first drag, what did you feel like? Like the first time you ever smoked?
Well, I took the first one. I nearly coughed tears out of my eye because I never knew how to handle it, like to absorb it in.
Yeah.
I never, in fact, I can't say what I did. I knew I took it. I don't know if I absorbed it forcefully. I don't know if, because when you take it, you have to, like, you absorb it.
Yeah.
Then puff it out.
Yeah.
So I never knew how I did that. I never knew if I absorbed it forcefully.
Yeah.
So everything just moved down my trachea, like boom, to my brain, to my head, to my eyes. I was just coughing. They just I won't just be beating my child. I got better. So I won't forget Aliu.
Did somebody teach you?
Yeah, Aliu. Aliu is his name. Aliu, Hausa boy. Was that?
Hausa.
He taught me, like, when I drag it, I should held it a little bit with my tongue, then sniff it in, then puff it out. And that's how they take any smoke. And it's registered right now.
Highness 101. Please, I'm not teaching anybody about it. It's just like, because watching Euphoria, Ruth's character is always like, it's something that marveled me. I just wanted to learn this whole smoking thing. I don't want to smoke, but what if they give me a character of smoking to do? I'll do it professionally. And see people that smoke and talking about how this weed is something that, like, how they worship it. I just wanted to get into the brain of somebody that smokes. So I just hope you are learning as I'm learning. So you stopped smoking 2018.
Yeah. Then after I resumed school, that is talking about late 2018, then 2019, I came in with a strict orientation in this school. Honestly, I was amongst the people. I believe that I'm not that perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not that perfect. I'm not this kind of person that lives this kind of rigid life. When I see a life that suits into my current situation, I try to adapt it to survive in that situation, or maybe to flow better. You understand?
Yeah.
So I came into this school with that orientation, that all this kind of thing. I won't indulge myself in this or that. You know, this kind of orientation. There's no need pointing them out, but I need smoking is one of them. There is all this orientation from house now, parental orientation in your womb. So as we kept going. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Those times in my year one, when I see them taking it, I'll just be like, I can't approach them due to inferiority complex or something like that. At least let me.
You had inferiority complex?
I had inferiority complex in my year one.
Wow.
In my year one, because I remember most times they try to kind of, drive you.
This guy is like dangerous. A dangerous guy having inferiority complex. I'm blown away.
Calm down. Everybody has this a bit of inferiority complex. There's no how you can't have it. If you don't have inferiority complex, tell me you just walk into VC's office without. There's no how that someone will walk into that office, any office, and feel inferior a bit.
Of even fidget.
Thank you. Because this is a totally new environment. I was still adapting that moment. Don't quote me wrong. Just quote me this way. I was still adapting.
Yeah, get that.
So I ought to a bit feel inferior. To grab a little things. So they made that move 1 or 2 times amongst us. That moment, trying to pick out maybe 1 or 2 persons to put them into their own way of life. You understand what I mean? Like maybe to push you up or something like that.
Yeah.
So I thank God I wasn't involved in any of those.
You're still holding on to those orientations?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was still holding on to them strongly until after my year 1, first semester year 2, then second semester year 3. I'm not gonna forget that day.
Woo! The holy stick landed.
Not that the holy stick landed.
Okay.
I've been trying to revisit 1 or 2 drag. I'll not be like, what would this thing be like? I promise myself not to do this. But there's something like, you are in an Obi farm. You will be in the lodge. The aroma, the scent, the fantastic, fragrance
is wafting in the air.
Just
entering your rooms.
You just pass. You just, how God.
Sniff it in and inhale it. You're like,
that means you're sniffing from carbon dioxide.
Second-hand smoker.
Imagine sniffing from a waste product.
I think
you know that you have the ability to meet the source. It took only what? 1 drag.
But wait.
And I realized all that I've missed.
Damn. I can't believe I've been dodging this guy.
I don't know how to explain it to you again.
I understand.
I don't know how to explain it to you again.
Ooh, so you didn't want to be second hand anymore. You just wanted the source, and that first drag just it just rearranged.
And I won't forget someone again from this lodge.
Yeah.
I think no doubt, without doubt, he's the number 1.
Is he?
Our name's allowed to be called.
No, names are not allowed to be called.
So,
wait, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not him.
His roommate.
Thank you.
Damn. What?
God, he's one that's kind of.
I feel like he lives with the source itself. You're not holy stick in allow.
Yes.
Like they consummate.
There's no how. Let me say, of the list, it's such. Everybody, if everybody doesn't have smoke, if everyone doesn't have a tie of a holy stick, it's an abomination for him not to have it.
Taboo.
a damn taboo.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't have it, then know that no one else have it in his lodge. So that's the way he is. So I really knew one thing about stoners is when you will be among you just be and observe among other stoners who stones the most. So I undoubtedly he's the king currently.
I mean, because you're with me, I mean, you're my king, the king of highness now. He's the Lord, you're the king.
Thank you, he's the Lord.
Yes.
So when I aligned with him, I was like, how far? Put me through now. I was like, now my first time, I just like, I explained, because one thing I loved about him, he asked me, how have my smoking life been? Just like you asked me now. I told him that, yeah, I can. I have been into, but I stopped. It was like, okay. He made one tie, lit it up, dragged. Then he made the most simplest one. I dragged in, he told me I should do this. I took it in, I sniffed it in, I dragged it out. The puff out was just as straight as, and it took time. That was when he gave me a handshake. I've passed the interview.
If I could never alert you.
That I'm a damn stoner. I'm welcomed into the hood. Because had it been I messed up, then like I sniffed it in. I started kind of coughing or something like that.
Or the smoke was like zigzag, wafting.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll just be like, I will just waste the smoke for him. I just want to form what I'm not. Because they attach more respect to that. Because you can't just come, it's just like I don't know how smoke, yeah. I can forgive me to say this, but I will put this comparison. You can compare smoke to orgy, to cola. It's, you know when you come to a stoner's house, you can't present cola. You present the holy stick, because it's a better kind of cola.
Shedrach, if only you could idolize the woman in your life the way you idolize this holy stick, life will be blissful, man. Because I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. God, how is this was a YouTube video?
Don't mention any woman here.
Okay, no. Holy stick.
We are strictly talking about this because I attach more value to that stick even than what you just mentioned here.
Okay, I hear you. I'm sorry, my king.
So when you visit, kind of be a stoner, I'm a stoner. You come, you drop this. I drop a stick for you, or let me say I came and I dropped a cola for you. You'll be looking at me as if I'm tripping on something. Your cola is that holy stick. You just drop it. That's what. Thank you. Exactly.
Word. I love that.
Because there's no how. Let me say, a Hausa man, or let me say an Igbo man visiting you, and you start serving an Igbo man me and kuka, or you start serving an Igbo man to wanchin kafa. That kind of thing. This Hausa food. Only Igbo man be is half way amala ne wedu. So all Igbo bia enyekwu ye fe ndi Igbo na-eli.
Ife ndị na-eri ka ndị na-azọ.
Enyekwu ye fe onye ahụ na-eli.
Ah, God.
Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God.
Right.
That's it.
But do you think you ever get addicted? Like you feel like your life depends on it?
For me, I knew the reasons why I revisited this.
Why? What was the reason?
Yeah, my love life here kind of played a very big role to it too. It really played a big, like I would say it's the biggest role. The reason why I visited what I'm doing, because then when I'm into this, let me start from the little domestic violence at home. When I was smoking, maybe I'll come home, my mom will shout at me, stuff like that. Maybe she will misplace her money, because most times what makes me upset when you are being put up to, like, they kind of put you, they see that you did this when you never did that, something like that. So maybe she might be looking for her piece of 1,000 naira note or something like that. She might not know that she have used it for something else, or maybe she misplaced them, or kind of, then she'll be like, because I was the only one staying with her, then not who else will take it if not me? Like, kind of blaming me, stuff like that. She will use it because of it and kind of take out some privileges that I have then, some privileges that I enjoy. Maybe she will stop the television, I will stop watching football. So just like, I mean, that's my love life, it played the biggest role in me visiting smoking, because then I was just like thinking of what to make me calm, thinking of things that would make me relieve my thinking, because you know how it means, you know what it is. Just, I don't want to talk about my love life. I just don't want, because when it's so hurtful though. It's so hurtful though, because I really need to relieve myself as quick as possible, because I don't want to keep sucking on a particular stuff. It keeps sucking me in. I don't want it that way. So I just wanted to relieve myself faster. So I thank God I met set of, like, let me say, good friends, and particularly this guy that launched me into it. Although after the first consummation of weed, okay, when I say of smoke, after the first phase, this is talking about the second phase consummation, right in this lodge, I really felt sick. I felt sick.
Is it after consuming it the first time?
Yeah. After years of stopping, or I say years or months or so. Yeah, years now, because that should be 220. That was when I started 220.
Yeah. 2
years. So after that, I felt sick. But it was malaria, very, 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 very strong malaria brought me down. I almost like a week before I could get myself better, and I never smoked again till. Okay, other times when I smoke, I'll just be like, maybe in 2 months I will just have one. Next month, I met good set of friends that put me through.
Yeah, one of them is our Lord. The Lord of highness. Yeah. So like smoking helped you to just...
Smoking really helped me to like pick up the broken and shattered pieces of me. Set me in right, just like what I tell you, that it will like open perceptions of your mentality.
Yeah.
You reason things from different perspectives in your brain. So it's just like the way I'm scattered. It picked me up from different parts and placed me to be my whole self again.
Yeah. So every time you smoke, does it get better every time you smoke?
Every time, it's just like, you know, when you wake up in the morning, because I'm still feeling that I'm not yet dedicated into it.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm sorry to say, and that's the only sin I'm gonna be holding against this, because, you know, just like you not praying in the morning always, and kind of calm down. Let me put it through now. Just like you not praying in the morning always, kind of saying your morning and night prayers to God.
Yeah.
You get. It's just the same way. You're not smoking every morning. You're not being on high every morning. Every morning you have to, after saying your prayers, it's kind of, you have to make that sacrifice again. Evening time, you ought to just be like coming back from work. During the time that you are keeping your rest, you ought to use it in keeping your rest. Just like take your bait, just get out a stick.
But you're not addicted to it now.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only sin I hold to it.
You want to get addicted?
I'm not dedicated.
You want to get addicted?
And it's gonna take time to get dedicated. I don't wanna get. That's the reason why I said it's a sin, because it's already a sin. I had it in mind of putting my full dedication. I call it committing yourself, being dedicated to it. That's why they say, had it been, you can check this from this angle now. Had it been, we love God, or let me say, we hold God more tight and be more dedicated to God, more dedicated than we are now, a lot of better things would have happened in our life.
So you think if you get more dedicated to the Holy Stick, more better things will happen to you?
A lot of reasoning, like kind of a lot of.
I know you are screaming. I'm screaming too. This is so controversial.
I don't know how I can put it to you to believe. Like, I wish you would one day try to experiment this. I wish, because I know. I don't think if it's ever gonna happen, but that's why I'm wishing for it.
We're holy girl.
I'm wishing. I know it's not gonna happen. That's the reason why I'm wishing. I didn't say I look forward. I didn't say I expect. I'm wishing
that will just take a drag.
That you will just thank you, so you understand what I really mean about this. Yeah. Oh, look, the thing they can cast your money making because because the thing is too holy, like to stay in the canal being.
Yeah.
If it's into you, manifest your FIFA. You have to manifest.
So
it's something in you just ought to manifest. There's no how the thing will enter you. Like there's no how the holy smoke, and let me say, we absorb into your body. Like the spirit visits you, it absorbs into your soul. It will possess you. There's no how you'll be under the possession of this holy stick. You already manifest. A gift in you must manifest.
Manifestation. But I think, even though I've never smoked,
yeah,
I think I can just understand a little bit of what you're saying, because my room now, close to my room, is the center. It's like the hub of smoking in my lodge.
All right.
The way the things enter my room, I just vex. But at a point, I was like, let me just observe these guys. Early in the morning, they come out to this place on music like Shedrach, Fino Fino, or Lamide kind of music. Then they start passing this loud around, and I just see the way they puff the smoke out and it's wafting into the air. It's like, sorry to say, but it's like the most spiritual thing I've ever seen in my life. Like the way they just feel so at peace and relieved, and immediately they are done with that stuff. Maybe like in the afternoon, they become their normal self. They start talking trash and start talking nonsense. But at that moment, early in the morning, it's like they are on another realm, on another level. So I can really understand, like, what you're saying.
You ought to give God thanks, like.
So that's your prayer to God early in the morning.
We pray. That's kind of another sacrifice we're making to God. You just jamming that song, being on high. You are trying to be in spirit, jamming God's songs. Those final songs.
This one made sense.
We're just praising God. We're just like being happy. Say your prayers, come again. You put the Holy Stick through, and you be in spirit, and you puff up the smoke in prayer to God. Just kind of be. This is just exactly what I'm telling you.
Oh my God. Okay, so what is one rule of? What is one? Okay, tell me do's and don'ts of passing aloud.
First, you don't pass things to the person with the left hand.
Serious? Why is that?
You don't pass it.
But I have a friend that smokes. He's left-handed.
He's left-handed. That's quite understandable. But there's no how you will be a right hand and you pass with left hand. It's wrong.
Okay, but if you are left-handed, it's right for you to pass with your left hand.
You might be you'll be forgiven if although we don't really observe it here. We don't really observe those rules. But I'm just saying, like, a real stoners. Thank you. Before you pass a stick to the next person, make sure you've blown off the ashes on the mouth. It's just like ilishani. After eating, you clear the place you ate. After dragging it, you clear the ash. Not to stain the other nigga. You passing the loud. Yes.
So don't pass with your left hand.
Yeah.
Blow off the ashes.
Thank you.
Shedrach don't.
Okay, let me see. We are in midst of where. Okay, let me see. We are amongst stoners. Midst of stoners, and we just passing it. Let me say you pass it. Don't hold the lighter too long. When you pass it with the lighter. You understand?
Yeah.
When you pass it except the lighter is yours.
Okay.
Alright. So you pass it with the lighter. Kind of things.
So I'm just wondering, if you become a father and you see your child smoking.
Definitely. I don't know. I won't speak for my dad, because currently he doesn't know. None of my parents know that I smoke. And this is one joy and perfection I have in it. I ain't saying they won't know in future. I'm not saying they won't know maybe later, but at least then I must have been matured enough to stand it, even if they know. But currently they don't know that I'm a stoner. I smoke. Yeah. My child, if he smokes, as a dad, I will understand.
Really?
I will understand. But that's where regulation comes in. I will know at what age, because I won't expect him to start smoking at that so early age, kind of something.
What age is okay for him to start smoking, or for her to start smoking?
When you start at 19, I have nothing.
You don't have any problem with it.
But once you click that adult at 18, I must wait for you to you must still act like a teenager, or let me say an adolescent, for a period of months, maybe 6 months. I must still handle you as an adolescent or a teenager till maybe at the 19th. If he smokes, I'll caution him. In fact, when I discover, I'll give him a serious beating for the first time.
What?
I'll give him a serious beating. I'm not talking about her. I will give him, because my daughter ain't gonna smoke, because I can't.
This is bias. Why can't you allow your daughter to smoke?
No, it's totally wrong. Totally wrong.
But you wish I smoke.
I didn't say you will smoke. I wish you will try. You will experiment. I never said experiment.
I understand that. So why will you beat your son? Is it if he smokes after 19 or before 19?
Emma, only know to ni boss no. If you want to lose your aborosa. All right. If you want to lose your aborosa, comes from different angles and perspectives. You have to go. Only good cheese, we go moto. He has no those. Like I hit. I'm very very. Maybe I'm too young, or maybe that kind of thing. You won't say that now the Mosa. You understand?
Yeah.
Alright, this boy took this smoke at that age, and I hit him down, hit him bad.
Is it before 19?
Maybe even at the 19, take it. Even at the 20, your first time of taking it, I discover you smoke, and you are still within beating range. I will handle you, I will mishandle you, I will beat you. You proving to me that yes, you can smoke. You've grown enough. You are a kind of aged enough to smoke. It's your consistency, even after beating you.
Shedrach! These guys will blow my mind every fucking time. What the fuck?
Calm down. Calm down.
So okay, you would appreciate the fact that I beat this guy the first time and he's doing it again and again and again. Then you like this
if
guy
he's
is serious.
consistent in it, that's when I bring in the regulatory aspect.
What's the regulatory aspect?
I'll kind of drag him close and I will let him know. That's when maybe you saying this thing is when maybe I seen a AC from Obala. I'll be like, yeah, I was once a stoner. and it's manifesting in my son. I really need to bring this boy. These are flaws. I've grown enough. I've seen the flaws before him. I should now coach him or maybe regulate him in order for it not to be a harm to him.
Yeah.
So that's when and he will more appreciate it, knowing that yes, his dad was once a stoner, and he's kind of cautioning him.
Will you tell him why you beat him the first time?
Will I tell him why I beat him the first time? I won't tell it to him, but he will let her know the reason why. Because in future, that's how he will also handle his son. If
I'm just wondering, why did you beat him the first time?
That's what I mean by that adage. If you want to logo ya borosa. Had it been I beat him and he stopped smoking for life, that means he's not grown enough to smoke. Like
that means he didn't want it.
Yes, that means it's not in his blood to handle it.
If this thing is what loud used to cause, how can just normal human being think of this thing? You are beating someone because they did something, then you still want them to, you will not accept them fully because of their consistency. That is loud. That is crazy.
Come now, it's not. So now your consistency, that's when I'll bring about regulation. But had it been when I gave it, like after cautioning you in a harsh way the first time and you stopped, it will be gainful to me. You understand?
So in as much as you know that weed or loud is not that other okay, it's still something you need, right?
Yeah, very well. You need it. Because I believe this, if this thing isn't important, then why did God bring about it in this life?
But he didn't tell you the purpose.
I have to point out something to you. Appreciate in life, appreciate everything.
So you're helping God. You're helping God to be to
I'm appreciating him the most for this. I give him all thanks whenever I see a die.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. That's the reason why he's we take this to be spiritually inclined in order to reach up. But there's no how you can still think of, because what you're thinking is him too that is inputting those things in your brain, so that you're thinking it. Then we call him the Most High. Now know the reason why he's really the highest and the most highness of all things. He who made highness, he who creates highness. God of loud. God of loud. God of loud.
Oh God. This episode has been so revealing. Do you get, like, just being able to talk to somebody that smokes is just something that I've always wanted to do. But yeah, finally, King of Highness, tell someone, like, I need you to be honest, right? A person that's never smoked before and would like to smoke, what is that one advice you give the person?
I would just like to advise you. Know what you signed up for. And the matter face sign up. And the matter face sign up. In what they face sign up, it should be a option. It was
that's me, no.
So yeah. Before moving into this, you really ought to know what you signed up for. You ought to know what you are trying to sign up for.
And if you see what you signed up for,
it should be an
option. Baby.
So, this sweet of 18. Okay, another advice, better still, because it's for your, let me say, respiratory organ, because most times when you take it, because that's one thing I'm always conscious of, my lungs. Since I go for tests, I go for checkup, I go for scans. the only advice I received, I should be more on vegetables and water.
The one you never take cigarettes, Abby?
No,
You don't take cigarettes.
I don't take
But in
cigarettes.
as much as weed doesn't have much effect, it can still affect you in a
It
way.
can still affect you because the carbon, like that smoke that moves in, it's carbon.
So
And
that smoke that moves in also has an effect.
yeah, it has an effect.
But cigarettes is now higher.
Because the reason why I say it has an effect was just kind of when it moves in, it kind of try to coagulate with the lungs, like it will patch certain places, because and that thing is just kind of, let me say, it's carbon, because what it does, it darkens.
Yeah.
When you go for scans, like I'm talking about HD scans that they show both it appears color. You see how the lungs are. It darkens it reason because of the effects of that carbon
Yeah.
contained in the smoke. So always take water to wash it away. Stay on fruits mostly.
Have food near you. All these guys, my lord, they know they don't have food. They will not go and smoke and be banging on my door. Have food while you have your holy stick, please. That's my own advice to you, smoker. Dear smoker, have food. Prepare food in your mind.
No
Prepare
cast am
food.
now. No cast am.
No cast am.
No cast am.
Prepare food. Have food ready. So after smoking your holy stick, you can easily eat. It's not you come and start scattering people's life and disarranging their life and cursing them out because they didn't give you food.
Who is cursing you? Who is
I'm just saying, I'm vexed.
You're vexed.
I'm vexed. Another thing, I think one of the things people don't know is that cigarette is actually more harmful than weed. Shisha is also harmful. All these things are harmful, but weed is like the most.
Because there's no
better
how.
one.
There's no how, because let me point it out this way again. You talk about taking intake of organic foods and inorganic foods. You see that organics are more natural than inorganics. Organics are more natural. Organics are more safer than inorganics.
Yeah.
Cigarettes are refined from these, like refined products from these, while these ones are the raw,
The natural
the
one.
natural. So, first of all, the nutrients and the quality have been degraded
In the cigarette.
in the process of manufacturing the cigarettes. So, adding more, what are these
Carcinogens.
carcinogens, thank you, that are cancerous. So those chemicals contain carcinogens that causes cancer. Yeah. Then you find out that when you take this one natural, if the possibility of you being harmed by this one is 90%, then this one should be just 5.
The 90% should be cigarette, then the 5% should be weed.
Weed, I'm just attributing the harm to what? The carbon contained in the smoke, like the natural. Because this is just the weed and the what. Then okay, I didn't point out something again. Both the similarities between both is that they contain caffeine, but more like this one contains natural caffeine, whereas this one contains what? Refined caffeine.
Makes sense, yeah.
And this caffeine, it affects the central nervous system, you know.
In as much as the king of highness is also actually smart.
Calm down.
So wait, I want to ask you, because you smoke, people see you smoke, right? So what's the one thing they judge you about? What's that stereotype they assign to smokers?
So the stereotypes that I attached to people then, when I've not revisited it, was that these people are kind of wasting their time, like they are sets of irresponsible kind of persons. But yet I still find it controversial still at then.
But you had the same. You used to think of people like that too.
Yes. Yet in as much as I judge them this way, like set of irresponsible people, then I still find it controversial when I watch like movies or stuffs like that. I see top men that have achieved their goals still stoners.
Yeah.
I'll be like, there's something controversial about this. You get?
Yeah.
All right. Then my question was answered when I became a stoner.
Yeah.
This controversy was cleared. Those that find it irresponsible, that those that become irresponsible, it's what? The mismanagement, or will I say the misconception of what they are taking.
Yeah.
Others take it having good intent in mind. Like you take it, maybe I'll just be like, I want to study, and I'll take this and I'll focus on that study, and the highness will keep me motivated, will keep me concentrated, will keep me focused on that. And once you are doing it, you are, with the help of those things you absorb, it will be absorbing them and you keep record in your brain. But for those that take it, maybe I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
I want to flex. You take it and you achieve that aim, but it's a wasteful aim. It's wasteful, it's not gainful to you. So I see those people that took it and became and excelled are those that have good intent. Then those that had bad intent flopped.
Yeah.
This is just it. So the stereotypes about it generally depends on the reason why you're taking
Why you
it.
take this smoke. Thank you for being on Ordinary. You know, I've dragged this guy. Since last month we have been trying to do this episode, and this is not even what we wanted to talk about. I just felt like let's just flow. For me, Sha, what I'm going to say to a non-smoker that wants to start smoking is that before you start smoking or doing drugs, you should really know what you are entering. Just like he said, you need to find out what you are doing. What's this weed all about? Get information before you start. So it's not be if you start, it's not be as if somebody forced you. And don't take drugs or do smoke because somebody is pressuring you, or because all your friends are smoking. So why not smoke? Because you want to do it. Do you get? You want to do it at that moment. That's your own oil feature. So first, find out what you're about to enter, and number two, if the consequences come, there's nobody to blame. You are the person to be blamed. And yeah, sorry for all the noise you would have probably heard, the rain, the sound of Jen. I'm really sorry. The knocks on the door. I'm really sorry. I live with crazy people, so thank you for listening. And if you like this particular episode, please rate, share, subscribe, write a review. This podcast, Ordinary, is actually available on Spotify, Apple, and Anchor. So, Shedrach, sign off.
All right. Fans of Ordinary, remind you, Ordinary
the podcast.
Ordinary the podcast. Yeah. I must really commend this platform, or I say this expressive show. It's kind of, I pray that it really grows up to reality TV shows too.
Baby!
Because we always pray for people to grow higher and bigger.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of platform where it all started. This is just like the alma mater of everything.
Yeah.
So honestly, I really love this show, and I would really like to be in more and feature more and
of
more.
Of course.
Yeah.
Usually I'll bring we have a lot to talk about.
Very, very much though. Very much though. Just checking out the limited time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of a few months to go. But you guys should always subscribe, listen,
what he said.
Share.
What he said.
Because sharing part is the most important.
Yeah.
Share links, post, support,
and talk about Ordinary from the King of Highness.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you. And from me, Chiwendo, is I love you. Thank you for listening. Bye.